Hello everybody, and welcome back to Nerdy Miniatures, and in today's video we will be reviewing the Warcry Crypt of Blood starter set. We'll be talking you through the scenarios that can be found in the Crypt of Blood book and covering how they played out, and then we'll cover whether or not this whole set is beginner friendly or not. We have a lot to uncover, so without further ado, let's get into the video. So what is the aim of the starter set? What is the synopsis? Begin by looking at that. The synopsis reads: high in the mountains of Shyish, the realm of death, a desperate battle plays out between the Stormcast Eternals of Xandir's Truthseekers and the soul-blight vampires of the Crimson Court. Both warbands seek the treasures of the Crypt Noctis, imbued with arcane might that could see the forces of Nagash dominate the realm forevermore. So what does this set contain? This set has everything you will need to start a game of Warcry. It contains 4 Stormcast Eternals and 4 Crimson Court figures, forming 2 complete warbands. It also includes a double-sided playmat depicting a desolate snow-covered ruin, as well as 6 pieces of scenery with easy construction. Alongside the warbands in this box, we have 10 warband cards, including 2 ability cards, 4 fighter cards for Xandir's Truthseekers, and 4 fighter cards for the Crimson Court. A large selection of card tokens, dice, and range rulers to make sure everyone is playing fairly and moving only as much or as little as they're supposed to. The last and perhaps most important thing of this box set includes the 72-page Crypt of Blood book. The first section of this book covers the basics of Warcry and the basics of setting off Warhammer in general, such as building and painting your miniatures. Then the book moves on to the battle plans. These missions take you through each aspect of the game, showing you how to set up for a battle each time, before gradually building in more rules until you arrive at the final mission. At this stage, the players are left to their own devices, seeing who will win and who will lose, using the skills they have learned. So let's talk about the gameplay, starting with setting up the game map. Despite looking really cool, this is probably the only part of this set that is a little bit disappointing. The mat is made of high gloss paper, which although looks very nice, I don't see it having much lasting power. After each game, the mat must be refolded to fit into the box, and this also means that the mat is full of creases. Because of this, the figures don't sit on the mat quite right, but for now, it will have to do. Now let's talk about the battle plans. Once you laid out your map, it was time to place the scenery. Traditionally, when playing this game, the scenery will be placed to cover the entire map, but for the first battle plan, it must be laid out in a specific way. In this instance, all the scenery was used to block in one corner of this map to allow the players to learn the basics of the first battle plan. The first battle plan is called the Escape. In this scenario, players learn how to activate their minis and how to move and how to climb over obstacles that block their path, all in an effort for the Stormcast Eternal players, known as Luxa Stormrider, as she tries to escape from the soul-blight vampire Aeneas Curseborn. Battle Plan 2 is called Fangs and Fury. In the second stage, players are taught how to activate their characters in one-on-one combat, using ranged attacks and then in close combat until only one is left standing. The third battle plan is called Flurry of Blows. In this scenario, we are faced with 2 new characters, Calthea Xandir of the Xandir's Truthseekers and Velas von Fane of the Soulblights. In this scenario, players are taught not just how to fight in close combat, but also how to counterattack. The battle ends when only one player is left standing, or if both fighters die, then the round ends in a draw. Battle plan number 4 is called Clash of Arms. In this round, players are taught about battle rounds, the initiative phase, reserve phase, and the combat phase. Players also get the opportunity to use abilities in this round. These abilities are called Rush and Onslaught. In total, 4 fighters, 2 from each side, are used in this battle plan. The battle ends after 4 rounds when the player with the most surviving fighters is left standing. Battle plan number 5 is called Order of Battle. In this round, players are taught how to break up their warband into battle groups known as the Hammer, the Dagger, and the Shield. Maps in the book indicate where each warband should be deployed, ready for the next battle, using the skills they have learned up until this point. Each round, a new player would be activated. Battle Plan 6 is called Spoils of War. Following the battle groups of the last scenario, players are then taught how the fighters can scoop up valuable treasure whilst fighting the enemy, and how they can take and hold strategically important ground. In this plan, objective markers and treasure tokens are placed. The battle ends after 4 rounds, with each player's fighters trying to earn victory points. When the battle ends, the player with the most victory points is the winner, and if both players' victory points match, the battle ends in a draw. Now for the final battle plan. This is called Cursed Relics. This battle plan combined all skills that we have learned so far. In addition to these skills, there is an additional twist Twists are special rules that represent unforeseeable events. These events can really affect the outcome of the battle. In this battle plan, all fighters are deployed, making the outcome even deadlier. In our case, the twist was called Dusk. With each round, players' visibility would grow less and less, making the round harder and harder. The first round visibility was 12 inches, the second 6, and the final round visibility was only 4, meaning you had to fight up close. The battle ends after 4 battle rounds. The player with the most victory points at the end of the round determines the winner. After playing each battle plan, we feel that we grew more confidence and understanding as we played the game. Now we feel like we can play a game of Warcry confidently, using the book to double check information, which makes sure we are always keeping things fair. As noobs, we found this book incredibly helpful in teaching us how to play a complete game. Each battle plan slowly improved our skills, and therefore advanced how we played, making each step we took more and more strategic and more enjoyable. The only downfall of the book is that it contains typos. For example, the numbers they expect you to roll for the scenario don't always match with the assignment brief provided. Because of this, it did cause a few small delays whilst playing, as we had to decipher what it meant before we could continue with the scenario and the rest of the game. But after that, each scenario became quicker and easier to understand. Our overall review of the Warcry Crypt of Blood starter set is that it's a great place to start for beginners. So if you are looking to get more into the hobby outside of just the painting stage, then we might recommend starting here. The game provides us with 4 character warbands, so let's make each round quicker and faster paced in comparison to warbands you can buy separately. So this is a nice introduction to the game where characters can be slowly introduced before they move on to a bigger and more complete warband. Anyway, that'll be it for me today. Down in the description below you will find 2 links, the first to Mr. Nerd's channel. So if you enjoy MMOs and action RPGs, then might recommend giving that a watch. And if you enjoy fantasy lore on topics like Tolkien, Game of Thrones and Warhammer, then feel free to check that out also. Anyway, that'll be it from me today. Have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world. And as always, peace out.